welcome back to another video, and welcome to my first official 2021 fall vlog series. We're calling it a series because now until Christmas everything's just gonna be fall themed here, because it's time to say goodbye to summer and hello to fall. So in this video, it's really an ode to welcoming in fall, transitioning into fall, preparing for fall, and also starting my first official read of fall, The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. This book has been on my TBR for months and months and months, and I tried to get it through my library and like e-reader, and it's not available on there for some reason. So I ended up just biting the bullet, purchasing the book, and I'm really glad I did, because it's one, I love the cover art, and there's a map on the inside, and it's just, I think, a book that's very me, that it's something that I would want to own. So I'm happy to have the hardcover. Get excited if you're here for the fall vibes, for the fall reading. You're in the right place. Stay a while. Feel free to subscribe if you're not already subscribed, because there's going to be a lot more reading vlogs and fall things coming your way. Aside from reading The Lost Apothecary, which we'll talk about in a second, I also want to do some fall preparation, which is not as intense or extraordinary as it might sound. Really, I just want to start changing my mindset away from summer into fall, and I got really inspired over this past weekend to, you know, start like trying to decorate or change things a little bit in my space. Not major changes, just subtle things, budget-friendly things. And today we're gonna go shopping because I definitely need some new candles. The candles I do have are more summery, and the ones from last season are kind of at their end, and I already started burning some of them this weekend, and it's just time for some new candles. But I think today we're gonna try and go to Marshall's and see what fall candles decor they have, and Target is definitely happening. George and I have just some like adult things we need to get there, and I'm also gonna pop and look at decor things and candles and just try and, you know, see what strikes my fancy that would fit in our home. So this book follows mainly two women, but as I gotten further along there, it follows three different perspectives so far. So maybe there's three main-ish characters, but it's also jumps back in time to 18th century England and London, which I adore. I'm loving the setting so far, just because I love London and England and medieval time and old time England. So it's like giving me flashbacks to when I went over to visit my grandparents 2 years ago with my parents, and I think it's such a fall setting for me, just like London in October and like a cool breeze and gloomy skies. I'm just really into that. And actually today it's supposed to be like 80 something. I'm pretty warm actually, so although I'm not able to wear a sweater today, we can embody fall as much as we can. But anyway, back to the plot. Hidden in the depths of 18th century London, a secret apothecary shop caters to an unusual kind of clientele. Women across the city whisper of a mysterious figure named Nella who sells well-disguised poisons to use against oppressive men in their lives. So basically, it jumps back to 1791 following the story of Nella, and she's basically running an apothecary where it also doubles as a place where you can go buy some deadly poisons to basically murder the oppressive men in these women's lives. Now, 18th century England, women are very, very oppressed, so already into like the historical context going on there. Now, present day character is Caroline, who just found out that her husband of 10 years has cheated on her, so that's like an underlying thing going on. She's in London by herself without her husband, and they were supposed to go there to celebrate their anniversary, and she went by herself, and she is trying to do things that helps her not think of her husband. And along the way she goes mudlarking, which I think I've heard of before but never really knew what it is. But basically again, she's in London, and mudlarking is something that it's kind of like a hobby that people go to the river, the Thames River, and just kind of look on the surface for old things. And there's no digging involved. It's not like archaeology. It's just like you're going down the river and you're looking, and if whatever washes up from the river, you're able to kind of keep and take home with you. And that's kind of what she is doing. That's what we're introduced to in the beginning of the story. And then she finds this vial and she wants to start researching it. Also, Caroline has a background of being an aspiring historian. She wanted to go to grad school to become a historian or a history teacher or a professor, and then her husband is the practical guy, the accountant that held her back, and she's just been living in Ohio, working on her parents' farm, kind of a unfulfilled life for her. So it's interesting to see her now reignited with her passions of history and research and all of that, which BTW is right up my alley because, hello, I majored in history, I work as an archivist. I am really loving the setting and the descriptions of the things she's finding, the artifacts. She's gone to the British Library so far, and I am just really enthralled in all of that, which is what I'm really drawn to in this book. So I'm just kind of envisioning myself here in the story and doing the research and the mystery, and then jumping back to 1791 London and putting myself there, and just really excited for this book and seeing where it's going to go. But anyway, I think what we're gonna do now is gonna make some food, and then George and I are gonna pop out and go shopping. I'll take you along the way and see what I find, and then my goal is to finish this book this week. So this is gonna be a multi-day, probably a week-long vlog, kind of chronicling my journey reading this, and also this week is really gonna be, again, trying to get into the fall mood. So I think we'll have some cozy nights here, burning some new candles, reading, setting the mood, doing a little decorating. Very exciting things, and I'm excited to get started. So with that said, let's embark on our journey. Back from shopping, which got to the point where I was like at Marshall's and I just wanted to come home, and I wish I was reading. Like, that was the point. How not fun shopping had gotten at this point. So I did get 2 candles, which I'll show you, and some kitchenware, which I won't show you because it's downstairs and who cares. So I'm gonna unwrap these and show you. Alright, I got one fall themed candle and one that's not fall themed, but it smelled so good. And honestly, the fall, like, decor and just overall merchandising at Marshall's was kind of disappointing, so there wasn't a lot of stuff, but I did find this candle called Autumn Night, which is, does it say? It doesn't like say what it smells like, and I'm not really good at describing scents. I feel like I need to smell it again, which I'll do in a second. And I got this Relieve Your Stress, which is eucalyptus and spearmint, which just smells so calming. I feel like I'm always drawn to stress-free or like calming scents because I just need that at the end of the day. All right, so let's smell Autumn Night again. I also really love the graphic. Can't think of words. I just love how like old, like Victorian 19th century the text and graphics look. Yeah, I can't describe it. Like falling leaves, a hint of cinnamon, not too strong, not too pumpkin-y. I think every year I want to get into pumpkin, like the scent and the flavor, but I'm just not into it. And I realized that today when I was like smelling things at Marshall's, or I like realize this every year. I think it's just part of like the trend of getting back into like fall and PSLs and all of those things, and I just don't really care about pumpkin. I really like cinnamon and hazelnuts, but this is like a very good, I don't know how you would envision an autumn night. I think it's also like leaves too, because I've smelled a lot of candles that are marketed as leaves, so I don't know. And this other one, it just smells so good. Like the combination of eucalyptus and spearmint, like the mint, is just, I feel so much more calm now, and it makes me want to take a bubble bath and, you know, turn on some cozy lights and read my book and cozy up in bed. So those are my 2 candles. I did not buy anything else, as I mentioned. I think, I don't know, I'm like not really drawn to seasonal decor, and I like to get things that are timeless. I really love like the fall colors. Like there was a lot of like towels and like things like that that were like dark orange and like mustard yellow and creams and greens, which I just love all year round. So I was like, okay, I could justify getting these things, you know, because I would use them all year round. But I was like, no, I'm just gonna get my candles, and then maybe I'll try going somewhere else later at a different date. But we have a good start to our fall decor because I do have some candles that I'm excited to start burning tonight and cozy up with the Lost Apothecary. So very exciting times. At this point, I have been meal prepping and trying to get my lunches ready for the week, and I think I'm going to check in later tonight when I get ready to cozify my evening and get ready for the night. So I have some like just night things and dinner, and I want to take a shower and, you know, just do things to get ready for the week, and then I can relax and enjoy the evening. And I will touch base with you then. Good morning. It is the next day. It is Tuesday and I am outside work. I'm about to go into work. I'm actually super early for work because today is the first day of George's new job, and I dropped him off, sent him off on his way, a true back to school moment, and we're just very excited because he got an amazing job, and yay, George. And I stopped and got coffee, and it is 8:49, and I hear that my building doesn't open until 9, and I usually don't come in until 9:30, so being this early and not sure if the door is open, I might just end up sitting in my car for the next 10 minutes until somebody opens up, which is fine because I could either start working on work emails in the car or do some reading because I did bring my book today. So I'm gonna try and get some reading done maybe on my lunch break as well because I am hooked in. I read, I don't even know how many pages. I think I looked at 130 or 140. Like, I read a lot this past weekend, and I'm really hooked in, and I want to know what happens next. My favorite kind of book to read. So that's all I have for now. I just wanted to start off today's portion of the reading vlog. Just going to be at work all day trying to get some reading in, and probably will do more reading tonight. I'm also very tired because woke up super early this morning, but I enjoy being up early and like all of the like motivation and inspiration it gives me. It's just hard for me to like get to the moment where I'm like awake and like out of bed. So we'll see. We'll see how I feel at the end of the day. So hello, good morning. I will see you when I see you. I'm home from work. It has been a very long day. A long day running on lack of sleep, and traffic on the way on my commute home was absolutely horrible. It normally takes me like 50 minutes to get home, and it took me like an hour. I had to go this weird roundabout way because of really bad traffic. So I don't know what's going on in the universe, but I am glad I'm home. I am going to get some reading done and also treat myself to some TV because I'm trying to find a happier, not a happier balance, just a balance between coming home from work and not just completely zombieing out on the couch and watching TV, and like trying to read more, especially since I want to read 5 books this month. So here's to holding myself accountable. And it's important to, like, you know, honor like your energy and all of that too, but I am feeling inspired to read more, so I want to read more. I'm on page 153, so we'll see how far I get tonight reading this. I'm pretty much halfway through, and I also started listening to The Silent Patient on audiobook on my way home from work today because I've been hearing so much about it on like YouTube, Instagram, people I follow, and it's been on my TBR for a while. I just haven't been in the mood to read it. So now that we're going into fall, I'm trying to embody fall and spooky vibes. I got the audiobook from my library and I'm gonna be listening to that on my commute. And yeah, so now I'm officially reading 2 books at once, which is the best strategy for trying to read many books in a month. So I'm gonna read, chill, watch TV. George should be home soon too after his first day at his new job, which I'm excited to hear about. I'm actually gonna also just burn my Relieve Your Stress candle because I smelled it and it just instantly calmed me down, and I just need this right now. Also, the autumn night candle smells amazing. It's not too strong, which I love, and I'm a fan. So very happy with my 2 candle purchases. So we're gonna burn this, and I'm going to relieve my stress and do some reading. Good morning, friends. Happy Sunday. It's actually almost noon because I slept in, which I definitely needed after this week, and I'm fine with that. So today is Sunday, like I said, and the ultimate goal for today is to finish The Lost Apothecary because I have 60 pages left, and I'm gonna do a big chunk right now. Laundry is already in, doing my Sunday chores, breaking up with some reading, need to go to the grocery store. If you are around here often, you know what my Sunday routine pretty much is. Also, I finished The Silent Patient audiobook last night, which was crazy. I'll probably maybe talk about it a little bit in this video just because I don't know when else I would talk about it since I didn't film a separate video for it, but wow. It was crazy. So I'm gonna plop on the couch and do some reading. Monday. It's the next day. I just wanted to share my thoughts. I did finish reading The Lost Apothecary last night and wanted to share my thoughts with you. I did write a Goodreads review for this today, and I'm just gonna kind of echo the review because this book started off really strong. It had me instantly hooked. I loved the setting, the fact that it's in London, because I went to London 2 years ago and was actually like in the same area where this takes place. And I just love the setting and the fact that I could recognize, you know, and have a connection, I guess, to the geography and the where this is taking place. I love the historical aspect of it, being in the late 1700s in London, and I also enjoyed the contemporary character and flipping back to, you know, 18th century, present, but then how those stories connected. I loved, loved the nod to historical and archival research with that whole theme. I just loved the plot, the setting, and the ending actually fell flat for me, which I feel like is a pretty typical review I've been seeing, like at least on Goodreads, where the plot was amazing, but it just was not executed well, or it's a plot that somebody could take and do something amazing with, and unfortunately this book did not live up to that potential. It was definitely an enjoyable read. I feel like it tries to I don't know anything about like publishers and book deals and all that stuff, but I feel like the plot could have lived up to something great, but it had to kind of like shrink itself to fit into this box, to fit in the historical fiction, contemporary fiction, mystery kind of genre that it is classified as. And I don't know if that rings true at all, and maybe it's just the author didn't do enough historical research, just doesn't have, maybe she's just not the right author to kind of carry it out the way that I wanted it to be. Those are my thoughts, but I would love to read a book with a similar premise like this again. And yeah, like I said, the beginning was super interesting, got me hooked in, and then once we started getting towards the end and the actual like ending, I was just kind of bored. The characters made some interesting choices that just didn't seem to be like something that would actually happen. Like a lot of things were happening that I wasn't sure like made sense. And yeah, it was like a good attempt at what it wanted to be, but yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna be redundant at this point with what I want, with my thoughts on it. But would I recommend it? Yes, just because I don't know. I love the cover and the plot so much. Like I'm glad I read it, and I don't feel like it was a waste of time to read it at all. I enjoyed it. It was a good introduction, transition into the fall season. I'm definitely ready to read some new spooky historical fiction, mystery type books. I guess that's the other thing. I really love that there is like, you can classify this as historical fiction, but there's also a mystery element to it, because you know, I love my page turners and my thrillers and things like that. And this had that element of, I want to know what happens, so I'm going to keep reading until I know what happens. That just kind of falls flat towards the end once you kind of figure out and know what happens. And then the author tries to throw in some twists that you may or may not have guessed. So I do recommend this based on the plot and setting and just the overall like aesthetics. I feel like since I was also listening to the Silent Patient audiobook simultaneously last week while reading this, and then once I finished the Silent Patient, that was like an insane book. Like that kind of maybe affected my experience reading this, that this could not live up to that like experience. Like this reading experience and ending and book could not live up to the book and experience that I had with The Silent Patient. So my review and thoughts could be skewed as well by just falling flat on many things in comparison to what I was reading / listening to at the same time. Those are my thoughts. Let me know if you've read The Lost Apothecary down below, what your thoughts are. Go ahead and follow me on Goodreads If you haven't already, I'll have it linked down in the description so you can keep up to date in more real time when I'm reading and writing my reviews and all of that. And happy fall! I'm very excited that now I can just kind of focus on fall related content, and lots more fun spooky books to come during the fall season. And yeah, thanks so much for being here, friend. Make sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!